Good morning, Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma. Welcome to Special Report Morning Edition for Wednesday, July the 8th. Thank you very much for joining us today. Got a great show. Also, at 2 p.m. today, Doug Ford will be back. It's going to be a busy press conference. Obviously, Christine Elliott's going to be there, Deputy Premier and Minister of Health. However, also Rod Phillips, who's the Minister of Finance, Steve Clark, who's the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, and Pragmeet Sakari, who is the Associate Minister of Small Business and Red Tape Reduction. And we'll have that at 2 p.m. for you live here on TV and Soo Online. Morning, Alex.
Good morning, Chris. What's going on?
I don't know. You tell me. There was some excitement last night.
Yeah, I heard a lot of sirens yesterday, and I went, what's going on?
And you don't think it was connected to you golfing?
No, I don't.
Okay.
What I am worried about, though, is the fact that it's a bomb. That's not really something you see in Sault Ste. Marie too often.
Isn't that what you called your score on the weekend?
I did bomb it, that's for sure, but definitely not in this sense. So there's very little about it right now. The Sault Ste. Marie Police Service did say they went to the thousandth block of People's Road to investigate what they were told was a bomb. Now, the explosive disposal unit did show up on the scene, determined there was no threat to the public, but whatever they did find, they kept. So the police are taking a quick peek at it to see what it is, but that's all we got right now. There is nothing else from this right now until the Sault Ste. Marie Police, I'm sure they won't say anything until they determine what the object that they actually have is in their possession. Yeah. But that is that's a little bit bigger than the news stories I typically like to talk about locally.
Yes.
Let's talk about like the splash pad opening and not bombs, please.
I'd like to see splash pad open more than I'd like to see bombs.
Yeah? Okay. Well, I'm glad. I mean, I guess the next set of news is a little bit down from that. Just in case you have a bomb you need to dispose of, the Household Hazardous Waste Center will be opening back up. So that's for your batteries.
So this guy that did girl that did the bomb just could have waited till today to get rid of it?
Yeah, they could have just... Well, I mean, if you do have a bomb at home, I don't suggest bringing it to a business. Maybe just... I'd say destroy it, but that could be bad too. Just don't make bombs.
Probably going off.
Can we start at the top there and just say no bombs at all for any reason?
Yeah, that's a good reason.
Okay. Okay. But the Household Hazardous Waste Depot is open forward to 5th line. It will remain open on Saturdays starting July 18th. Hours right now are Monday to Saturday, 8:30 to 4:30, running from July 13th all the way through October 24th, tentatively. Because with the global pandemic, you never know what's going to change and when it's going to change or how it's going to change.
All right. Well, speaking of bombs, the last Conservative party in the last election under Andrew Scheer didn't do as well as they were hoping. Particularly, they bombed in Ontario and picked up almost no seats over what they already had. And obviously, the leaders of the different political parties and MPs have been traveling around a bit. And guess what?
I already know, so I'm not going to guess.
It's not really guess. Andrew Scheer, no mask.
Brian Pallister?
Along with Pallister, who's the Premier of Manitoba. Both of them not wearing masks, and also the people with them, which is their security detail, not wearing masks as well. And in the photo, it's kind of interesting because all the people around them are wearing masks. So it's not like...
Well, they're politicians. They're above us. We're just the lowly people down at the bottom of the totem pole. So
this is what the airport's website actually says.
They tweeted back at the tweet of... Go ahead. I'll let you go.
All passengers and airport employees must wear masks or face coverings at all times. This has been the rule since June the 1st. And then also, this also includes the pre- and post-security screening areas of terminals, parking facilities, people mover trains, sidewalk curbs outside the terminals, and other outdoor public areas that's on airport property. So, I'm pretty sure they probably should have known that there was masks to be worn, because I'm guessing they got literally signs everywhere. Plus, they're enforcing it. So,
well, the Sault Ste. Marie airport has signs right out front, and I'm assuming if Sault Ste. Marie's got the signage that the most populated airport in Canada probably would too.
You would think.
A spokesperson for Scheer said that he only took it off to make a phone call. But if you look at the things that you can be exempt for wearing a mask from, making a phone call's not on that list, oddly enough.
And you can still be hurt through a mask.
In the photos, no phoning.
Yeah.
No phone.
If I put a mask on right now, you'd still hear me.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't see my lips moving. But when you're on the phone, you don't need to see someone's lips moving.
When you're Scheer, you're just, you're above the people. You bow down to Scheer because he's got the superpowers to not get sick. And
I mean, Okay. moving along from Andrew Scheer, the Conservative Party is obviously picking a new leader right now, and basically that's down to Aaron O'Toole and Peter MacKay. It's now getting to the point where they're all getting all their endorsements, and right now Aaron O'Toole has more endorsements from existing Conservative MPs, and actually yesterday Christine Elliott, who is the Minister of Health here and the Deputy Premier, also endorsed him as well, which is considered a big endorsement because of her prominence right now in Ontario. So we'll see what happens there. There's actually 4 people, but 2 of them are what you would call a vanity campaign. And they're more single issue candidates. The only real 2 choices are Aaron O'Toole and Peter MacKay. Peter MacKay is more of a red Tory. Obviously, Peter MacKay was the head of the PC party when they merged together to form the Conservative Party. And Aaron O'Toole is more of a blue conservative. So it's going to be a very defining moment for the Conservative Party because Aaron O'Toole, in the polls, the Conservatives get no bump above their present support level. However, O'Toole has more support within the Conservative Party, it looks like at this point. And then also Peter MacKay, being a red Tory, the Conservatives would actually go up 3 points in the polls if they chose MacKay. However, there are people in the Conservative Party that don't agree with some of the policies that MacKay is saying that he's not going to touch. He doesn't want to reopen, for example, the abortion issue. And so there is certain things that are going on now in the Conservative Party, and then you have this on top of it distracting from the leadership of the Conservative Party because you have the current leader not following guidelines set out by the government that he actually is
helped get into power.
And he works for. He works for us, and he's not doing that. So.
What good timing, Scheer! You're really helping out your fellow buddies there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Anyways, yesterday was actually a good day for cases in Ontario, speaking of COVID. We only had 112 new cases, which is awesome.
Was that the back-to-back 112?
No, it was 111. Yeah.
Come on, be better.
Yeah, so basically the same. And actually the 5-day rolling average last week at this point was 173, and now it's at 138. With 23 of the 34 health units not even reporting one single new case, including here in Algoma. Testing is not over that 20,000 mark right now.
Doesn't need to be, by the sounds of it.
The reason there was that big bump up where we were seeing 26, 28 was because people wanted to go visit their family in long-term care homes, and there was a rush for tests.
Right.
There's not many people actually right now even testing positives at 0.67%. So that is actually
0.67.
Yeah, and we had even at our peak we only had a 7% positivity rate.
What was Florida's again?
It's about 18%. And we were never even near that. So
18.
Yeah. So we've done well containing the virus compared to our neighbors to the south.
That's not saying much.
That's not saying much, and who knows when the border will actually reopen. I mean, I've heard rumors that it won't even open until 2021. So our bridge could be closed for quite some time here over the Sioux, Michigan side.
I really don't think it's out of the realm of possibility because I feel like it's more likely that it's closed until 2021 than it is reopening.
Yeah, and they just, Mackinac Island and Mackinac City, this was just released. The ferry, if you were there on June 27th, you should be tested if you're on the top deck.
Oh my God. If you were on the bottom deck, go get tested too.
Yeah,
be
if
smart.
you're on the boat, I just do the test because I'm pretty sure there's like stairs to get to the second deck. Also, if you're at the Pink Pony Bar and Grill at the Chippewa Hotel, also on the same day, you should be tested for COVID-19 as well. Because guess what happened? The governor said, we'll open the upper peninsula and keep the lower one closed. Everybody goes north, and there you go. That's why you have to have at least a consistent policy across your whole state.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to have people move from one section to another. I mean, now we are in stage 2 across the entire province. So, anyways, Daniel, what's going on weather?
Good morning, guys. How are you today?
Good. While I'm taking a sip of my coffee.
Oh, yes.
Cheers.
You need the coffee. You got to have that to keep going. Now, we're talking about numbers. We're going to have some high numbers for you, Chris and Alex. Heat, humidex, it's going to happen today. So I hate to break it to you, Alex, that 40-degree humidex is coming. Behind me, you're going to see a live view of downtown waterfront of Sault Ste. Marie, and that is sponsored by wirelesscom.ca. Visit them online at wirelesscom.ca for all your telecommunications needs. I will be back after this short break for your full 3-day weather forecast and current regional temperatures. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.
A message from the Government of Canada.
At Maitland Ford Lincoln, we see our trucks everywhere. We see them on Queen Street, Lake Street, North Street, Bay Street, 2nd line, 3rd line, 4th line, Pine Street, Great Northern Peoples Road, Wellington, Cora Road, Bruce Street, Carmen's Way, Northern Ave, Trunk Road. Folks come from all over Algoma District and beyond to buy their truck at Maitland Ford Lincoln. Amazing prices, outstanding service. King Street, Shannon Road, Goulet Bay, Black Road, Government Road, and even on Pine Shores. Yep, our trucks are everywhere. Get yours at Maitland Ford Lincoln, built for Northern life, on Great Northern Road, just north of the hospital.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room. Create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
What's life without making a few mistakes down the road? A few sharp turns. And doing things for what we adore, but might regret later. A trip to Chuck's Roadhouse isn't one of them. With melt-in-your-mouth AAA steaks, buttery lobster tail, half-priced apps after 9 p.m., an ice-cold draft with all your Roadhouse favorites. Chuck's Roadhouse. Food the way it ought to be, priced the way it used to.
And welcome back to Special Report, brought to you by KC Securities. Thank you very much, KC Securities, for that. We got some Facebook shout-outs this morning. I'd like to say hi to Jacob. He works here at Swimline on TV. He's watching this morning.
Hi, Jacob.
Good morning also to Tammy Lynn as well. So if you are watching us on Facebook, you can actually chat with us there, ask us questions, say good morning. We'll do a shout out to you on the air.
Say whose shirt color you like better.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm winning that one. And now over to Daniel. Speaking of shirt colors.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, not as bright as us. Yeah,
Hey,
no.
I have to make sure I got you got to keep the patterns going on.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, hi to Jacob. Good to see you watching. Hope everything's going well. And people could also comment about the weather if they want on the Facebook feed, but please be nice. You know, I'm still getting trained very well here by Craig. So I'm going to get into we're going to start with a view of your satellite right now, and then we'll get into your current regional temperatures. So right behind me here, what you can see is we are still under high pressure right above the Great Lakes here. Now over here, there's a low pressure system that's kind of coming along, and it's going to either break northeast and south of us a little bit, and it could miss us. But we could also see some pockets of rain and thunderstorms over the next few days. So there is some chance of very unstable weather for Thursday and Friday, so keep that in mind. But it is very hot and humid. Okay, so now we're going to get into your current regional temperatures for Northern Ontario. So right now in Thunder Bay, you're looking at 15 degrees. Wawa, you're also at 15. Sault Ste. Marie, we are sitting at 18 degrees. Elliott Lake and Sudbury, 21 and 22 degrees respectively. And just a note for Elliott Lake and Sudbury, you guys are still under a heat warning for the remainder of the week in Elliott Lake and Sudbury. So keep that in mind when you're out today. And up in Timmins, it is 20 degrees. So we'll get into your daily weather forecast for you. Currently, 17 degrees, as I just mentioned, and the fog is clearing. There was a bit of fog this morning. You might have noticed that your car was wet. There was some dew, but it is going to clear up, and it's going to get very, very hot. High of 32 with a humidex of 39. These are the numbers that Alex has been not wanting to hear, and the UV index is 10 or very, very high. So it is going to be another scorching day, and another day for sunscreen, another day to make sure you stay hydrated. Don't leave your pets in the car if you're out. The usual stuff that I always mention. Overnight, low of 19, and it's going to just have a few clouds. Not much going on. Wind is not a factor today. I'm sorry why that humidex says 34 up there. I meant to put 39 and update it. So my apologies. 3-day forecast. Thursday, high of 32 once again. Mix of sun and cloud for most of the day. However, we do have that 30% chance of showers with the risk of the thunderstorm that I just mentioned from that system that may be coming in from pockets of that low pressure. Humidex right now forecast at 42 degrees for Thursday and a UV index of 9 or very high. So this is going to be another hot day, only a low of 20 overnight, not much relief. Friday, 25 degrees. Again, a little bit of chance of showers, 40%, mainly sunny, 17 degrees overnight, and clearing up nicely overnight. Saturday, things cool down a bit. You're looking at mainly sunny, 13 degrees overnight low, so not much going on overnight. And we kind of going to see, after this stuff moves through, we're going to see things kind of clear up, and we're going to have some more heat next week. So stay tuned. I will have your full 7-day weather forecast later on, as well as Weather Watcher. So I'm going to send it back over to Chris and Alex.
Thank you very much, Daniel. All right, yesterday was a big day for the Ontario government. They passed a new bill. It's called Building Transit Faster Act. This is specifically just about subways because they need to start getting them built. And so it's the all-new Ontario line that basically goes from where Ontario Place was up to where near the Science Centre. The Yonge North Subway extension will go all the way up to Markham and Richmond Hill. That is a big expansion going that far north. Also, there'll be a 3-stop subway for Scarborough extension, as well as the Eglinton Crosstown West extension all the way out. Speaking of Pearson Airport, it will go all the way to Pearson Airport, where Scheer wasn't wearing a mask the other day. So those are 4 big projects. One of the reasons they want to start these right away is obviously to get people back to work now as we're coming out.
Right.
And construction is a big industry, good middle class paying jobs, and it'll help jumpstart our economy. Plus, these projects will take years as well. These are not projects that will take 6 months.
Snap your fingers and boom, subway all the way from the airport to downtown.
Yeah, you're looking 5+ years on those sorts of jobs, and that'll actually help us a lot in jumpstarting because you're talking billions and billions of dollars going out in construction projects.
Well, us as in Toronto, because they do tend to think Toronto is Ontario. But
yeah, I don't think we'll see the Yonge Line extension to Sault Ste. Marie in our lifetime.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. Alrighty, well, we got to take a break. We'll be right back in 1 minute.
Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Welcome back to Special Report for this Wednesday, July the 8th. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to KC Securities for sponsoring both the morning and afternoon edition of Special Report. We're also here at 1 p.m. each weekday as well. Okay, let's talk Donald Trump. He's pulling the U.S. out of the World Health Organization. He announced this about a month ago. They have now formally notified the United Nations of withdrawing from the World Health Organization. Biden has said if he gets in November on day 1, he will reverse that decision. Now,
Chris, do you mind if I ask you why Trump would like to pull out?
That is a fantastic question.
Okay.
And that is because when you're talking about the United Nations and different things connected to them, such as the World Health Organization, if you're not a member of a certain body, you don't have to provide them with information.
What kind of information would Trump not want to share?
Probably COVID-19. So withdrawing from the World Health Organization, he's not required to actually submit any information to the World Health Organization. And guess what? COVID-19 is looking very bad for the president. It's probably going to be the issue that takes him down the most. I mean, the guy slept with porn stars and all kinds of other things, and that didn't take him down. But this one, people feel it in their day-to-day lives. So this is something I think COVID-19, I believe, is going to be a noose around his neck.
Do you think it's over for him?
I do. I don't think he can come back at this point. It's now showing the sheer incompetence he had, 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And wanting to pull out of the World Health Organization like a month ago, it's totally based on COVID-19. He's blaming China, but it's his own issues that are the problem here, not China. Okay.
I just want him to take care of his people.
Yeah, and that's just not happening. Presently, anyways. I mean, maybe he's going to have a turn-about face, but I haven't seen anything to indicate that yet.
You want to talk about some sports maybe instead?
Yeah, let's talk about something slightly
I don't even know how much better these stories are than that. Maybe.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So the Edmonton Eskimos, they were coming out and they were pointing the fingers at some teams saying, oh, you can't be doing that. You can't have that name because that's bad. That's inappropriate. With the name like Eskimos, I always thought that was a little funny to be able to point. Now, the league, or the team which is sponsored by Belair Direct, now they're saying, change your name or we're not going to sponsor you anymore. So now the Edmonton Eskimos organization has said that they are preparing an internal statement. So I'm wondering if a rebranding is coming for the CFL's Edmonton Eskimos as well.
Well, Eskimo pies are being renamed.
Yeah.
The ice cream sandwiches.
Yep, the Washington Redskins, as we talked earlier this week, are going to working on going through a rebrand. The Cleveland Indians and the MLB as well. But the Chicago Blackhawks of the NHL said, in a statement, I want to make sure I get this right here. They said, the Chicago Blackhawks name and logo symbolizes an important and historic person, Blackhawk of Illinois, Sac and Fox Nation, whose leadership and life has inspired generations of Native Americans, veterans, and the public. We recognize there's a fine line between respect and disrespect, and we commend other teams for their willingness to engage in the conversation. Moving forward, we are committing to raising the bar even higher to expand awareness of Blackhawk and the important contributions of all Native American people. So, they are trying to take it in the respectful way of an honoring kind of way to portray it. I can see why people would try to walk that line. I'm surprised, too, more than anything, that the Blackhawks aren't going, yep, we'll change, because that seems to be the way that is going for most teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very fine line between whether or not you are
exactly like they said too.
Yeah, and the perception in the public. Like, how many people actually know that? Like, how often has the Chicago Blackhawks over the years shared that story? Right?
I'm a huge NHL fan. Not really too familiar.
I've never
with
heard of it. So
no, they're saying now they're going to commit a lot more to trying to help Native Americans, the community, and do their part.
Okay.
Like we say, it's just such a fine line on what it is and what isn't.
All right. Well, we will be right back after this break. See you in 2 minutes.
Did you know that 1 in 3 people are affected by fire in their lifetime? Or that 1 in 3 fire deaths happen in homes with no working smoke alarms? You may have just seconds to safely escape a fire in your home. That's why early detection of fire is absolutely vital. Only working smoke alarms provide those precious seconds you and your family need to safely escape. Install smoke alarms on every story and outside all sleeping areas of your home. For added protection, install a smoke alarm in every bedroom. Test smoke alarms monthly by pressing the test button. If the alarm doesn't sound, install a new battery. Replace alarm batteries at least once a year, and whenever the low battery warning chirps. And if the alarm still doesn't sound, replace the alarm with a new one. Smoke alarms have an expiry date. Remember to check the back of the smoke alarm for dates of manufacture. Replacement is within the time frame on the manufacturer's instructions. In most cases, 7 to 10 years. Always replace expired alarms. Remember, it's the law in Ontario to have working smoke alarms on every story of your home and outside all sleeping areas. Failure to comply with the Ontario Fire Code requirements could result in a fine or even jail time. So protect yourself and your loved ones by ensuring that all your smoke alarms are functional and up to code. For more fire safety information, please visit www.saultmarie.ca/firesafe.
And welcome back to Special Report Morning Edition. Thank you very much for joining us today. And now we're going to go over to Daniel. He's got his weather watcher and also the 7-day forecast. What's up, Daniel?
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris. We do. We got a second weather watcher in, and this one behind me here is from Scoots Falls, if I said it right, or Scuts Falls. It's outside of Lake Cowichan, British Columbia, and it was sent in by Michael Douglas. Very beautiful photo, and I lived out in British Columbia for many years on the island, so I know how beautiful it is out there. So thank you for sending that in, Michael, and we appreciate our viewers across Canada. So send your photos to ontvweather@gmail.com, and I will put them up for you. Okay, we're going to get into your 7-day forecast now. So 32 degrees on Thursday with that chance of a thunderstorm and showers, as well as Friday, high of 25 on Friday, lows of 20 and 17. Saturday, Sunday, we're looking at partly cloudy, 23 degrees as your highs, and 13 and 14 as your lows respectively overnight. Into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so 28 degrees, 31 and 29, and 16 to 17 and 18 as your lows over those 3 days. High pressure is going to be back. It's going to get hot again. So that's a very simple outlook to your long range. And I will be back again tomorrow with more, at 1 p.m. with more weather for you. I'm going to send it back over to Chris.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Alrighty, TikTok. It's popular with the kiddies. Not so much popular with the older people.
No TikTok dances for you, Chris?
Yeah, no, I'm not really into the TikTok dancing, which is basically what the app is. And we have an interesting TikTok that happens to not be a dance.
Yeah, okay. So there's another app in the world called Randonautica, and I've never heard of it before, but it gives you random coordinates, and its kind of goal is to get you to explore a place maybe you hadn't seen before. Well, these teenagers decided to document it with a TikTok video and found a suitcase. And they went, maybe there's some money in it. And let's take a look here. There's the suitcase. So this girl goes in, and they're laughing, and they open it up. And then they go, what's that smell? A little overwhelming, as the caption says there. Yeah, because dead bodies smell bad. And yeah, so these kids stumbled across the body.
And called 911, I'm guessing?
Called 911, as you can see the call here. And the end of the video, in the next couple of clips, you'll see the emergency team there. And I believe the I believe the article shows in the video where they actually did find human remains, one of many in the area, actually.
That's a little interesting thing to find in a suitcase, but we will have more for you all day on the news. We'll be back at 1 p.m. as well. You can watch my show at 7 p.m. tonight, and also catch my show from last night on Facebook, and I will see you at 1 p.m.